So guys, finally, the Nigerian government have closed every case they have against NNAMDI KANU. For over 10 years, they've been stressing and detaining NNAMDI KANU against his will. So now, they finally close every case against him. Take a look at this video from his lawyers, and then I'll be with you guys in a minute.
Oh, sorry, 19th of June 2025. Sorry. We are happy to announce to the world that the prosecution has finally closed their case today with their last witness, PW5, known as EEE. He came and tendered reports of the NSAS, and in the course of the reporting, he alleged that it was the statements made by NNAMDI KANU that instigated the damages during the NSAS. And he was subjected to a thorough cross-examination by the defense team under Mazi Bazu. And as God will have it, we are happy to announce to you that so many things went wrong with his report, including the fact that not even the signature of the chairman or the name of the chairman or the secretary of the report of the committee he claimed to represent was found in the entire report. We are happy to announce to all of us of freedom that the matter has been adjourned to the 18th of July 2025 for a no case submission. In other words, to tell the court and to show to the court that the prosecution merely wasted 10 years of NNAMDI KANU's life by arresting and detaining him for no just cause. So we are happy. We have very short time within which to work. We are going to utilize that very short time and make sure we deliver on our mandate. And our mandate is to provide sufficient defense for NNAMDI KANU. Thank you and God bless you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes. Well, I am very excited to be here as always, even though, as usual, the DSS prevented me from entering the courtroom. But I'm a living witness to history. The first time Mazi was abducted from Kenya and brought here, I was in court to warn them that, in fact, I was one of the few people that came here as soon as they did their kangaroo arraignment, that this case is not going anywhere, and that there's no way, it doesn't matter how long it takes, it's going to end up the way it started, as nothing, and it will end up as nothing, because there's nothing that can stand up on nothing. The foundation of this was malice. It was a suppression of a section of Nigerian people and a violation of the fundamental right of a Nigerian British citizen who was abducted from another country, brought here without due process and detained indefinitely, even presented from having open and fair trial, which we have seen all over the time. As a matter of fact, today we already had a notification with the DSS preventing people from moving around here. But you know, they started by blocking everywhere. Now they are tired, they can't even block half of the road because you cannot stop an idea whose time is come. And this is what we want them. And I'm glad that they are reaching the dead end that we have predicted. The dead end is that there will be a no case submission. In fact, I would have an issue with the lawyers if I were to be involved, because there's no need to even file a no case submission in the case that never existed in the first place. But you have to do your own legal work. And let me use this opportunity to also appreciate all the lawyers and all the people who have stood in solidarity with NNAMDI KANU. I've said it that if I'm the last person that will stand with him, I will stand with him. Now mine is not political. In fact, the most unpopular political decision to take in Nigeria is to stand with NNAMDI KANU. So if you want to win election, you know who to stand with, which is the Fedral Govt. But I'm not doing this to win election, I'm doing it for the freedom of our people everywhere we might find ourselves. And I believe that if Nigeria is going to become one, it has to be on the basis of justice. We cannot be suppressing a section just as the rest will flourish and think that you can go home to rest. And you have seen it now. Even those people who never believed NNAMDI KANU a few years ago, they have seen it with what the Fulani herdsmen are doing, killing hundreds of people. They are doing it also in the southeast. They killed in Ebonyi, they killed in Enugu, they are killing in Edo, they are killing in Kogi, they are killing people across the country. Imo, yes, there was some killing. So this was what NNAMDI KANU told you as a prophet. But he has always told me, when I met him in New York, that he's not a prophet. He's just saying the reality of what the Nigerian project is all about. that it was a fake project put together and it can never materialize until there is justice. And this is what we keep advising them. The interesting thing was that there was even a time in 2019 that they charged me secretly with him. I filed a charge here that I connived with him to kill some policemen. So the case never came to trial, and it will never be. So we can't wait to see NNAMDI KANU rejoin all of us.
All right, thank you.
I'm very certain that will happen. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how long they do their case, which I never believed in that.
Yes, we have breaking news. Federal government closes case against NNAMDI KANU. I repeat, federal government closes case against NNAMDI KANU. The federal government of Nigeria today closed its prosecution against detained IPOB leader NNAMDI KANU, marking a crucial juncture in the long-running terrorism trial. Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja confirmed the prosecution's conclusion of its case after presenting its final evidence and witnesses. Now, the court has granted Kanu's defense team 14 days to file a formal no-case submission, arguing that prosecution failed to establish a prima facie case requiring the defendant to enter a defense. Following this, the prosecution will have another 14 days to respond to the defense arguments. Justice Omotosho subsequently adjourned proceedings until July 18, 2025, when the court will hear arguments on the no-case submission. This procedure does not indicate a resolution of the case. Now, it is very clear that the Tinubu administration will use NNAMDI KANU to play politics. It is very clear. Whatever the Fulani wants to do, there is a line that the Fulani cannot cross. If the Fulani crosses that line, NNAMDI KANU is on the card. Now, what does it mean by federal government closed case? Now, the prosecution, led by the federal government, has presented all their evidence against NNAMDI KANU, with the one that they said they directed NNAMDI KANU directed somebody to kill 1,000 persons. NNAMDI KANU directed people to kill police officers. NNAMDI KANU was instrumental during the NSAS, as asked Nigerians or people or IPOB or Biafrans to attack Tinubu and co, burn their houses and do all sorts. Where the federal government brought in witnesses, accused IPOB of eating human flesh, citing examples, evidences from a newspaper, and also someone that is dead coming to witness, confess against NNAMDI KANU, try to link NNAMDI KANU with Simon Ekpa. So the federal government has presented all its evidence, all its documents and whatever with the court. Closing case means that the federal government has closed its case. It is now left for NNAMDI KANU's lawyers, counsel, to now present their defense with witnesses and evidences and arguments. It is going to be very, very interesting. Looking at this particular case, I suspect one thing. Somebody told me, I will not mention the name of that person, or would I reveal his identity, or whatever he is. He told me that the current administration is trying to, should I say this? But one thing is sure, is that the Tinubu administration will be able to use NNAMDI KANU and complete his second term. He's using him to his own benefit. He knows that amongst all the tribes in Nigeria, there's one particular tribe that is not interested in NNAMDI KANU being free. He knows them. He knows their color. He knows their ambition. And he's willing to do anything. You see, the coalition is coming together to make sure that it's like in the northern part of Nigeria, they are very, very sure. They are like 100% sure that they are going to remove Tinubu. But they don't know that the Jagaban himself, he's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. When it comes to politicking, he knows how to play that politics. So NNAMDI KANU would, at the end of the day, be free. But they will use and play politics, chess against the Fulani. I've said it before. The North, if they allow Tinubu win second term, and Tinubu win that second term, the North will be so irrelevant, especially that those group of Fulani gang, those vultures, Fulani jihadist Islamists. at least Buhari self in time don't go. It remain Atiku. Atiku becoming president 2027 should be a must too, because if he does not become president 2027, it is going to be very difficult for him 2031. Even though the Fulanis want to claim, if they allow a Tinubu win that election, then they will see what they have not seen before. We remember Tinubu saying that I do not believe in one Nigeria. We remember that very, very vividly. He does not believe in one Nigeria. So many people will think like federal government has closed case. The federal government has released. No. The federal government, the prosecution council present all the evidence. They went to check transmitter. DSS came. Everybody has presented their evidence. That everyone now closed down. So the next one is for those that are defending the case. They are given 14 days to file a formal no case submission, or maybe they are going to argue that the prosecution failed to establish, and if it is evident that the prosecution failed to establish what is not or what is what, if they and we hear the news, Tinubu releases NNAMDI KANU. I don't think it is this year. I am tempted to say what I've seen particularly, but it is bright. The future is bright as we speak. The restructuring is going to come in a way whereby you are not going to expect. You know, the Christians say God works in diverse ways. God works in diverse ways. Kanu, who appeared in court today, maintains his innocence on all charges related to terrorism and treasonable felony. Supporters gathered outside the courthouse while security forces maintain a heavy presence to prevent any disturbances. Legal analysts suggest the no case submission represents a strategic move by the defense to potentially secure an early termination of the trial. If the trial is terminated, that means NNAMDI KANU is free. But however, if the judge gives his judgment, NNAMDI KANU has spent 5 years in DSS custody. They might use the 5 years that he has spent to close him on whatever allegations, whether they saw him with weapons or this or that. But I know, I've said it before, the federal government has no case against NNAMDI KANU. Like, you can't come to equity without a clean hands. The federal government involved in, under Buhari, the federal government involved in kidnapping, resist or seizing, or however, whatever you call it, NNAMDI KANU from Kenya, cannot cannot come to say that they have the jurisprudence to prosecute NNAMDI KANU. It is on illegality. Remember, during Buhari's time, they went to meet the bet. NNAMDI KANU could not come out to speak, but when Tinubu entered, they started bringing him out. He was making speeches under a Bola-Ahmed Tinubu. Bintanyako, he played left and right. Fulani, they give a direction. Go here, go here, go here, go here. Go here, go here. But he brought Omotosho, started giving them audience, doing, like, I saw some little changes. You know why Tinubu is making this so easy for NNAMDI KANU? It's because he's sending a message to those and those that doesn't want him to complete his 8 years. He's sending a message. He's sending a very dangerous message to them. And it will anger the North. And the thing that will pain me is that if Tinubu achieves his aim, some people say, why are you talking about Tinubu, this and that? My brother, Nigeria is not working. Nigeria has not been designed to work. So whatever you think is a hope, the system is bastardized. The institutions are down and bad. It is a restructuring. Some people are saying, why Obi not aligned with Atiku? The same foundation Nigeria is built on is the same foundation that the Atiku and Co wants to build on. And remember, these guys, the Malami of this world, remember, the Erufa of this world, the Brutal of this world, what they did to Biafra and Biafrans. Remember, what they did to agitators, especially Brutal and Malami. Remember what the Buhari, see, all the people you see join the coalition, most of them are from the CPC Buhari camp. Buhari is a typical Fulani, so he can pretend all he cares. But the Southwest knows where they are moving to. The Southwest know where they are running to. If you look at NNAMDI KANU critically, when Tinubu took over government, he became more fresher and fresher and fresher. I don't care about the one Nigeria stuff. I've said it over and over again. I will not repeat myself. I know that Nigeria is not designed. By design, this current design is not designed. Africa, the colonialists, they put Africa under what do they call it? A scale. They make sure that they don't give Africa what it needs to be free. As Africa is now. For instance, most of the railways we have in Nigeria today were built by the colonial masters. When they were going, they did not transfer the know-how, the technical know-how, to be able to manage ourselves. They left us half-baked. They left us without knowing how to really fix the economy. They knew that we were going to come back to study in their schools, and they will make sure that they regulate some of the things we know so that we cannot be independent. You see Israel and Iran now. The West does not want Iran to have nuclear weapons. That's how the West doesn't want Africa to be industrialized. So that they can bully you and you can be independent on them. That's one of the reasons why this system Nigeria cannot work. You think somebody is saying that let's mobilize youth, how they can cause a change. We are living in different worlds in this. Look at what happened to Igbos recognized in North California. Igbos in Nigeria. Would it stop? Since 1960, we carry this hatred in our minds. This we don't. There's nothing uniting us at all. Football that is uniting us now, they have brought tribalism in it. So how do you envisage me to say who is supporting who? I'm supporting the restructuring of Nigeria that will lead to people who are collectively ingenious to design a future and achieve that future. They are not relegated to somebody sitting in Britain or the US that is controlling the activities. Look at the Fulani now. Fulani are going to kill. They are targeting the production capacity, agricultural production capacity of the Nigerian government. The revolution. Why is it that they start killing this rainy season? That people are going to go to farm to cultivate their farmlands. Why is it now? Food shortage. The economy will be bastardized. We'll have to depend on imports. Imports will depend on people who are afraid to go to farms. The farmers that we get, our Gen Z, they like go farm. Then they for house. They press their phone, they do all sorts. The farmers that we have are being killed by these Fulani herders. Not that the Fulani herders are cultivating farms. They are being killed. They come into your farm, they eat. You go to do video, you helplessly you are looking at people destroying the production in Nigeria. Look at what Tinubu went to do in Benue State, my brother. I told you before that there is a higher power over all these things we are doing. They can go there and do fanfare and make noise and what have you. At the end of the day, they have nothing they can do. The only thing they can do is that they will cooperate and turn their face, manage the situation, manage it. Maybe people now forget. But that does not stop the Fulani from not achieving their agenda. People now forget, they now go back to status quo. So Nigeria as a country is never designed to be free in the first place. So that is the good news. NNAMDI KANU said that he's going to come out with victory. And look at the case. They go free this guy, but they go use this guy win election come 2027. And Fulanis are watching. Thing go pain them. You know, most of the things I do, I say, Tinubu dismantles. These are facts. These are things that are happening. And it is left for the Ohanese, the Igbo people, to put their house in order. It is left for Igbo politicians to put their house in order. It is left for Igbo politicians to come together and chart an agenda for the Southeast. It is left for you to put your house in order. For instance, now we don't have a railway connecting South and East. You draw a template. You attract investors that will invest. For instance, now the Lagos State Coastal Road The government says that it's partnering with another company. They are doing maybe, I don't know, maybe 20-30% of the financing. The company is going to facilitate the remaining. So they are going to toll the gate. Tolling the gate, you see, that along that road, opening that road, connecting that road, a lot of investment, a lot of people are going to buy land. A lot of people are going to do one thing or the other along that road. It's another city. So private partnership, private-public partnership in the Southeast is going to attract a lot of things. We have people abroad that are willing to invest in the Southeast. We don't have leaders that are creating opportunities for these people to come in and invest. We don't have them. Those ones, they'll just go burial, go this. After they don't join one confraternity, now to come and show themselves online. No value, no adding value. They add value to their businesses and their customers. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the Igbo heritage. They don't add value. They just come and go. If you see the Southwest, I've said it before, they want to do a funoye. That woman, that slave trader, a producer will just go to a billionaire. We want to do this to preserve our culture, to talk more about the billionaire will carry money, give the producer. Go and meet Igbo man. Igbo billionaire say he won't do something about women riot. Go meet him. He go to calculate some kind of calculation left, right, center. It's only not just about greed and profit. Greed. That's why Igbos are relegated in Nigeria. Igbos not to get mad for Nigeria like that. Go to Abuja now. Go and bid for contracts. You go know how far. Because we look down on ourselves. So this is an opportunity for the Igbo nation to rise and face its challenges. Let there be a united force and front, united agenda. This one we are saying that Fulani cannot enter Southeast. They're not going to last for Southeast. They're not going to do this for Southeast. You see Enugu State. So what happened? What happened? The Southeast governors made sure that they cripple ESN. They fight IPOB. And they succeeded in a way. The ESN, they are not as active as expected in the forest. That's why you see people are being killed. So we don't just sit down and look at things. If not for some of the people that have been consistently following the case, IPOB that have been doing a lot of things, defending NNAMDI KANU, doing all he can. Where will they see? The man NNAMDI KANU is an icon. He has paid a lot of price. I'm telling you, he has paid a lot of price. I know the governors and whoever that is involved in politics may not like the release of NNAMDI KANU, but it is evident that they had that on the wall. See, even that 18th, that if the council has 14 days to present their case and whatever against the government and everything, blah blah. Even that 18th, they go adjourn until 2027. I stand to be corrected. I don't know everything, but looking at the case critically like this, they go adjourn. But at the end of the day, this young man will be victorious. You see how Tinubu deceived the whole Nigeria, northern Nigeria, APC political party, that is almost dying. Baba nowhere. Leg they shake, hand they shake. Maybe you see Tinubu now. Although at that his age, he must have some kind of illness. Some people say, this guy, it's like they pay you. APC pay you. Me, I hate APC like say tomorrow day. Me as a person, I believe say if you join APC, you can never be a good Christian. Look at the Reverend Father of Benue State. But I'm not emotional. I'm rational. I tell you my point and my fact. I am not. I don't know everything. But you go not say this guy they make sense in what he's saying. I mean, I take action. I don't sit down. I don't do. When I say I'm going to do something, I take action. So as it stands now, NNAMDI KANU is coming out victorious. That is the message I've brought to you. I've said it that something will happen. If you remember, I said something will happen. You might not expect how it's going to come from, how it's going to happen. Something is going to happen, and Biafra will come to the realization. I know I talk about restructuring every point in time. Every time I talk about restructuring, I know. Because I know that restructuring, they come closer than we think. Yes, I talk about the local government autonomy. I talk about regional systems. Development Commission, Northeast, Southeast, Southwest, South-South, Northwest, North Central Development Commission. I talked about the tax bill. All these are baby steps to this restructuring. Everybody is getting to know that my father house be this. That's what I'm telling our Igbo brothers. Don't, any place you are not recognized, you don't go and kill yourself there. In some parts of Nigeria, they don't recognize you. Do not go and waste your potential, waste your time there. Anywhere you find yourself, you are a survivor. You persevere and you make sure you get something out of nothing. Anywhere, I know, anywhere you find yourself. So it is not enough for us to start focusing. It is now is the time. All the politicians, all those that mean well for Southeast, now is the time to draw a roadmap, a plan for South. Forget Suludo, forget all these people. All these ones, they don't cast. They don't see. When there's a restructuring, all those ones go first. One thing I like about Nigerian politicians is that they will cause trouble. They go make sure they put policies down, give directives, they go cause trouble. When Kasala boss, they go enter the next flight to UK, to France, to Saudi Arabia. An example is the NSAS protest. Should be when everything is up, when people shake body, all of them enter flights now, they travel out, they run out of the country. Our Jagaban self, they say run go France. So when it is time to restructure the Southeast, when it's time to have a nation that we can call our own, all this one, they go down, ostracize them, they go find them. They know that they are not safe. That's why they do all they can. But however, God passed them. Chuku Kabiama is more than them. So I bring you good news. Federal government closed case against NNAMDI KANU. We're waiting for the defense counsel. And looking at the case critically, the federal government did not even prove anything that much. But as it stands, victory is sure for Biafra leader Mazi NNAMDI KANU.
What was NNAMDI KANU's crime? His crime was that he said that Nigeria have expired and Nigeria need to divide. That was his only crime. And then Buhari government termed him a terrorist and then they arrested him. Let's not forget that the same government went back to bring ex-terrorists back into the community that they've repented. That means that they've given their life to Christ. They want them back into society. And the same terrorists went ahead to steal our ammunition. And then tomorrow they will be sending our military men to go and battle with herdsmen. Herdsmen that they know that are well equipped. And many times our soldiers have come out to complain that Nigerian government don't care about them. They don't care about their welfare. They don't care about their provision. They don't care about anything about them. But they will still send them to go and fight the bandits, where they know the bandits have more weapons than our soldiers. But yet, they will send them to go and buy. If I should play for you videos of soldiers that have come out to expose how they are being treated, you'll be shocked. And then you ask yourself, why is there high level of insecurity? It's because the superior people in the military men, and they know what they're doing. They are working hand in hand with all the terrorists, if you don't know it now. Because they've exposed how they maltreat the junior ones, and they will still send them to go and fight. Know fully whether they don't have the correct ammunition. Now that the government have closed all cases, let's see what will happen on the July 18th. Let me get your views on the comment section, guys.